Yeah, prospect. Oh man, you see that? That'll drop down on me. Okay, Ray Prospect, unconditional love, married upon self. Then my, my tone bowl. I don't know what I do. All right, so I want to build a day about family, man. This is important. And then even like through all the religions and shit, right? There's always a story about family, right? There's always a story about family, right? So, with family, man, we always have our ups and downs with our families. But the stories, even in religion, even through antiquity, even through originality, you know what I'm saying? It's always been about some family, you know what I'm saying, issues and how they handle them. You can even take it back as far as the story of Anu, you know what I'm saying? And like what they did within their family, or even the Orishas, you know what I'm saying, or how they did in their family, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody got these crazy stories. The Egyptians, you know what I'm saying, down in Kemet, like it's always some crazy stories, you know what I'm saying? But we end up siding, you know what I'm saying, on whatever side, depending on what feel good to us, you know what I'm saying? So we take dominations, denominations, and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And we call them religions, religions, you know what I'm saying? We start following these, you know what I'm saying, ways. Like somebody could have been mad at their peoples and they branched off from their family and they started doing things different because of an emotional contact that they had to deal with in these energies. And what we do is we follow suit. And see it in a sense, depending on the level of knowledge you are, you know what I'm saying? It's not, I don't guess it's that much wrong with that, you know what I'm saying? But eventually you're gonna have to like run from that aspect and start understanding what the principles are because you're involved and you're actually in a time and space, right? So the time and space that you are is a time and space that they were in at some point, but you're just in a different vibrational situation, which means you need some information at that point. You know what I'm saying? Whatever information that individuals are searching out for, right? On whatever spectrum that may be, right? So majority of the time we get majority of the time we get influenced by different people, cultures, things, places, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And or terminologies and we lean towards these things and that becomes a way of living for the individual. And that's kind of dangerous because then you get stuck, you know what I'm saying, from like a permanent growth. And you got to understand that each situation in life, just like a tree, it constantly grows. It constantly grows and it manifests into different sizes of space for whatever, you know what I'm saying, for whatever its DNA structure is, right? So we are all going through changes. And the consciousness is also a part of this. You know what I mean? So I wanted to focus on the family, unconditional love, because we end up leaning towards the stories of what happened within these celestial beings and how they reacted with their families. And we tend to side with that. And we try to play certain roles, right? And, respect to the brothers, because I picked up on the vibe, you know what I'm saying? It was brother, it was deep, it was dropping it, you know what I'm saying, on the drum, you know what I'm saying? I picked up on the vibe, it was beautiful. You know, we need to embody the whole thing. And then it's not like per se you're actually living out the movie, right? It's not like you're living out the movie. You know what I'm saying? You're just over understanding and understanding the circumstances. That gives you for a fifth sight to how you live on a systematic pretense every day, right? You know what I'm saying? So you're systematic. You know what I mean? So the systematic came from, you know what I'm saying, other ways of thinking and looking at shit, somebody controlling and all that. That's the crap in about shit. We ain't gotta focus on the pain so much if you're already walking towards the information and knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're already trying to, you know what I'm saying, actually not be religious, but find the spiritual content to shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a why or the reasons, right? So then you start to over and then understand shit differently. So instead of you, you know what I'm saying, following these people or what they did within their stories or trying to be like, you know, followers to their circumstance with their family. And that's basically what it is. You're following their reaction to what they did with their families. You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing that, you embody the feeling individually. You walk the path and you feel where they're coming from, and then you get a different understanding, and overstanding whether or not if you want to per se, like it's like now it's like your homeboy or something. You know what I'm saying? That's your boy, it's your dude. You know what I'm saying? But he may do something crazy in his house around his parents. You know what I'm saying? You might be like, damn, I'd never do that shit. But that's still your man though. You know what I'm saying? That's your man, right? So you know what I'm saying? Then like you thinking to yourself like that, how you gonna treat them like that, right? You know what I'm saying? And it could be vice versa. Like you can have a different set of family or parents, and you see somebody parents treat they like, wow, yo, they mom's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But you cool with them still. You might even borrow $5 from them or something. Help them take their trash out. You know what I'm saying? Symbolic shit, right? So same difference. You know what I mean? It's just people take it deeper within religion. Like they go to it, you know what I'm saying? They get nurture from it, you know what I'm saying? It's like they friend. You know what I'm saying? But then they're looking, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing. Same thing, yo. It's crazy. And it blew my mind. But it's like you're not gonna embody what his mom's doing. You ain't going, you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't going, you ain't like you gonna sit back, like you know what I'm saying. But you gonna feel where she coming from. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. You're not gonna embody what the dude doing. Start following this nigga, like you know what I'm saying. Like be an asshole or whatever. Like be like fuck that. Be treating you. Some niggas do though. They start treating their parents how they see their homeboys treat their peoples and shit. Like it becomes a trend. That's because their minds are not open. But for the most part, a person who's awake and you see your homeboy doing something out of character, you like, wow. You might even talk to him about that later, like, yo, B, you know what I'm saying? You got a good parent. You got somebody that cared for you, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's different. See, so it's like we creating that same existence. Like, I don't know if through ego or power they had those choices. You know what I'm saying? And maybe because they had the different choices to be so powerful, you know, like to kill their parents or to rule or do some crazy shit or to be non-loyal, you know what I'm saying? They went through most of the turmoil they went through. And then maybe because we're the descendants, we had to be diluted to see how we were handling in different pretenses. You know what I mean? So not for nothing, it's almost like we're going through rooted situations of the same pretenses that happened billions of years ago. You know what I'm saying? That's why other people don't really over and understand the things we go through if we build with them on like an equal level. Like, yo, it's like this. They're like, wow. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, yo, I think we should like really focus on instead of being the followers of the antiquity that the people had to deal with in their family and making that an indoctrination. I think we should embody the feeling of the individual who's making this shit up. You know what I'm saying? And actually look at the problem and see, you know, be the what you want to call the third eye looking in. You know what I'm saying? Because it's his eyes and their eyes. That's two situations that happen. You know what I'm saying? But if you close both their eyes because they know the circumstance and be the third eye looking at the whole situation, you can embody the whole energy. You know what I'm saying? You embody the energy of what happened. You can feel both sides of what's going on because not for nothing, they did whatever the circumstances, even within antiquity through the different families, you know what I'm saying, and the religions that people built the knowledge off of the families from antiquity, they still had DNA patterns were similar. They were family. So their DNA is similar, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like you can't over and understand both perceptions. You know what I'm saying? They say ye are all gods because we have an option. Check this out. They say, yeah, we have an option, right? To oversee what they did. You know what I'm saying? Even though we don't got the power, we can oversee the knowledge by studying what they went through. You know what I'm saying? That's almost like you watch Tyrone get shot. You could do what Tyrone did. You dig me? It's all good though. You know, embodying those energies is a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, I think And not for nothing, you know what I'm saying, waking people up to the fact of doing that is even harder, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, being the example I think being the example is always going to be the ultimate thing out of the circumstance. Like being the example, like, you know what I'm saying, being the example of what's happening, you know what I'm saying? But not really talking so much, you know what I'm saying? But we do a lot of talking because it's exciting, you know what I'm saying, to actually feel that energy run through you, you speak it, but to actually embody it and move with it, like over in and understand the circumstance, what they was doing, and then move with that without speaking. Like somebody would look at you move like that and wouldn't understand how you move it because you actually embodied the way. So remember, if you don't understand what I mean by embodying the way, you know how you watch hip hop movies and shit like that, or you watch hood movies and shit. Nigga, you wasn't acting like Ice Cube until you seen Ice Cube act like that on Menace to Society. Point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? Like you wasn't doing these things until you seen it be done. So the imagination is important. You know what I'm saying? And the mind is important. And understanding shit is important. You have to be educated to really read these stories because you got to learn the knowledges and terminologies. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to learn why the words are said certain ways so you can embody the endearments of what happened. So then you see it like a movie. You know what I'm saying? This is where deciphers come from and shit like that. But it's studying. You know what I'm saying? And then not for nothing, some people like learn it and they do it the wrong way. They start, you know what I'm saying, attacking and doing all crazy shit, man, which is irrelevant, you know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be dealt with. But I'm just trying to put the message out because our families go off balance and off track, man, in so many different directions. And people get to the point where it's like they don't even care. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those people. Because I tell you straight up, like I deal with unconditional love. And if it's none there and it's not conducive to my life, then I don't deal with it. I'm not gonna even fight because other people make their minds up and they do what they gotta do. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. If I sit down and focus on that, then I'm losing. And that's the love I have to give to me. You know what I'm saying? You can be stuck, and that's how religion does. Like you follow in somebody else's story and you stay stuck behind that situation. There are people call it out all day. Oh, this is what happened in that story, and they said so and so. Like, what about you though? It automatically the brain shuts down and they're less important. They're less important. Even though you're supposed to be in or over understanding that circumstance, embodying that energy and finding out why you even did that. You know what I'm saying? Why would you tell me that I'm God if I can't have the access and then I have the access to everything, but yet I'm still following? You know what I'm saying? So that means you're supposed to grow out of the situations that already permeated through this earth. All the stories that permeate, you ain't supposed to get trapped in this. That's why some people was coming up and I heard dudes say, you know what I'm saying, that shit was ill. He was like, yo, the repeat. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers gonna repeat the process. Like it's like almost like he sent a ticket out, you know what I'm saying, to make sure, or he sent a call back to himself to make sure he can do it all over again and shit. I thought that shit was pretty fly because that's what it seemed like. And ain't nobody wanna come off that. Ain't nobody wanna come off the chase of the real agent or just the follow of it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to come off that because even if your book tell you that you above that, you don't want to come off that. You don't want to look at your life like it is the story that you're building in this form of antiquity. Because now your antiquity is the choices for you to follow another set of deities, which is the books and the real agent, and it separates you from being the ultimate. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody's sitting there waiting for you to win at the race, you know what I'm saying? Like they gonna throw that baton shit in there. You started that shit, but you ain't gonna finish it. That's why it's a baton race. You feel me? They love baton races. Some shit's in the Olympics. For real, yo. You know what I mean? And sometimes all three of them win. Beautiful thing. It can be. Or you could have a baton race like they had a baton race in the world where y'all believe the president is dude really making all the moves. And then somebody else running that ball up to him. When he get up there and he start dropping it, y'all be like, yeah. People is crazy, man. I ain't even do that because I ain't gonna do that. Start ringing bells. People like, what? But no, I'm just saying, man. We all got access to it. You know what I'm saying? We all got access to it. Embody these energies, man. Work on it because it's the stories that's missing from our lives. It's the sustenance that's missing. You know what I'm saying? So read, man. You know what I'm saying? Get some knowledge. I just had the elder shoot me a book. You know what I'm saying? I'm like 15 pages in. You know what I'm saying? So people be calling my phone. I can't even, you know what I'm saying? Keep dropping the jewels. Like it's always a distraction. You know what I'm saying? And this distraction, I think it's like a little baby succubus. Be trying to come get my energy and shit. You know what I'm saying? I be like, as I got the phone, I was like, I'm letting that shit ring right now. I ain't gonna even answer it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, it's with the cub. Like, yo, fuck it, man. You know what I'm saying? See? Stop. It's all good. But yeah, man, that's because I be sending the energy out, you know what I'm saying? So the energy's gotta come through and put that slice in. But family is super important, man. Bringing ourselves together, you know what I'm saying, on one understanding is super important. But propaganda, man, they spend mad money a year on dividing us, dog. Just on separating us, you know what I'm saying? Having us like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm going over here. I eat steak and I eat pork and I eat this. And I work here and I represent this and this my gang and these my peoples and this my homie and all that crazy shit. Mike, this is crazy, man. You're crazy. Crazy. And the crazy thing about it is that the system has propagated something that everybody believe it works for you. You do the same thing the system wants you to do every day. You get the same results. And you call conscious people crazy. I thought they said repeating the same thing every day is psychotic or some shit, right? Like that, right? So if the system gave y'all something to do, it's the system's way. And you just doing a bunch of things within the system, aren't you repeating what it takes to build in the first place? It's not repeating something, so it's not psychotic because it didn't work the first time. It ain't working now. That's why people trying to break out of it. I'm talking about looking at the big picture of shit. You feel me? Like it is what it is. You know what I mean? But look, whatever, man. It's crazy. I'm about to jump off because I ain't gonna ride into the 20s. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to focus on that because I think more knowledge that you get is more important to actually, you know what I'm saying, know what you're reading. So don't be afraid to embody that. You know what I'm saying? Like walk that a little bit because it's you. That's what you're missing. And you gravitate to the things in your life, you know what I'm saying, or it gravitates to you. You just gotta answer it. When you do, use it. And then pay homage to it. You know what I'm saying? And make sure, you know what I'm saying, you got respect for it. Like, jewels been dropped. I had my jewel bag open this morning, catching them like this. Oh, snap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love this. Beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep going, man, because, even no matter what structure that we all are on, you know what I'm saying? We all are opening up to whatever's coming through. So just be aware, you know what I'm saying? And you know what? And like I said, man, love thyself. Marry thyself. You know what I'm saying? Watch out for that ray of respect. You know what I'm saying? Nupa nuka. You know what I'm saying? You know what it means? Respect.